Hello, Libra. I'm Poetic Heretic, and this is your April 2020 tarot forecast. I'll be giving you a Celtic cross reading for all Libra individuals out there. Sun, rising, and moon for the month of April 2020. See what insight, advice, and other information we can gain. Why is that cord visible? That's very odd to me. My camera must not be where I want it, but oh well, we'll just go with it. So, we would like a Celtic cross reading for all Libra individuals out there, sun, rising, and moon for the month of April 2020. Let us see what we get. Now, I apologize that this is a little bit late this month again. I run into some anomalous interruptions again, but I also recently made some changes in my schedule to ensure that in the future I am almost guaranteed to have more than enough time to get these forecasts out on time. Okay, all right, there we go. So, your current outside influences, the Nine of Pentacles reversed, the Challenge card, the Nine of Cups reversed. Oh, already that ninth house is activated. Ninth house of long distance travel. Well, this is not the time to do that. So perhaps that is why we have the reversals. We'll look more into that later. But also your belief systems, your spirituality, your ideals, your like religious or devotional practices, government and legal proceedings, these sorts of things. Ninth house activity for the underlying energy, the Fool. For the past, the Hanged Man reversed. For what you hope to achieve, the Tower. You are ready for a breakthrough this month. For the near future, the Magician reversed. For your attitude or position in the situation, Temperance reversed. The outside force coming in, Seven of Wands reversed. For your hopes or fears, the Queen of Wands. And a final outcome card of the Page of Cups. Ah, well, isn't that nice? For the outcome card, all's well that ends well, I do think. All right, so isn't this interesting? Let's dive in. Beginning the month with the Nine of Pentacles reversed. This represents your current outside influences right around the beginning of the month. Well, have you been working too hard? Have you been too busy with various things, whether it's literally work or things around the house or just whatever? This card is often an indicator of that, and maybe an indicator that you need to allow yourself to get some more rest or to take some time out from the work that you're doing. Again, regardless of what kind of work that is, I suppose. So we have that, but then of course we also have the double nines as we then go right into the next card, the Challenge card, the Nine of Cups reversed, but let's look at it upright as the Challenge card. So first of all, the double nines, again, activating your ninth house of your ideals, belief systems, spirituality, government and legal proceedings, even astrology and tarot fall in the ninth house. So any or all of those activities could be significantly activated this month, but in a rather challenging sense, there appears to be a blockage of energy in that area. So for one thing, very simple interpretation of that would be perhaps getting more in touch with those areas of life, especially, I want to say, especially like your spirituality and things of that nature. I think could be helpful this month because we see that in other cards coming up, particularly Temperance reversed, indicating maybe a bit of a need for that. And even just almost the general vibe of this reading seems to be indicative of that. But anyway, so Nine of Cups is your challenge card. A challenge to have the satisfaction, contentment, and fulfillment this month. A challenge to feel good, to feel harmony. I think that a lot of you, especially as I look at all the cards together here, a lot of you in this month of April, you're just going to be feeling sick of being quarantined or sick of this whole coronavirus pandemic and having to be stuck at home or at the very least, while stuck at home, or like when you have to leave, like you have to remain so distant from people and be so cautious and stuff. I think a lot of you are getting perhaps a bit stir crazy this month, and you wish that you could like just come and go as you please again, that you could travel far, far away, or maybe not necessarily far away, but just travel in general. So that kind of stir craziness could be an ongoing challenge, it looks like. For the underlying energy, everything forming a foundation for your current situation, you got the Fool. So indeed, speaking of a desire to travel and wishing to go out and about, the Fool wants to embark on a new adventure, wants to be spontaneous and free. Again, this is the underlying energy, so it's not immediately apparent, but it is sort of there in the background. Obviously, one must exercise great caution about doing that at this time, but this can also be an indicator in a more like spiritual sense of a new chapter of your life unfolding or developing, essentially. New beginnings trying to occur, and then as we see some of the other cards here, basically overall it looks like some kind of new beginning is trying to manifest, and you're even reaching for that this month. Whether it literally does or not is not completely clear, although we do have that Page of Cups for the outcome card, so that's a good sign. But yeah, I think generally speaking, many Librans will see new beginnings in their lives this month, even if there are like other challenges happening at the same time, if that makes sense. For the past and issues you've had to deal with that then have led to the present circumstances, you got the Hanged Man reversed. So this could have manifested as an unwillingness to explore the dark, resistance to journeying into the underworld, or a resistance to doing shadow work or things of that nature. So if that resonates, if that sounds like you, know that that's likely connected to your current situation, and basically doing some shadow work would be very advisable. However, sometimes the Hanged Man reverse can in fact be indicative of recovery from those kinds of experiences. And so perhaps on the other hand, at the other end of the spectrum, a number of you have been recovering from some difficult situations. But that brings us to our next card. Speaking of difficult situations, although actually, no, you got this card in quite a good position this time. So I think this will be quite good for the vast majority of you. For what you hope to achieve, you got the Tower. So again, in this context, what you hope to achieve, what you're reaching for, your highest hope, your highest goal this month, you're wanting a breakthrough. You're wanting, perhaps even in a spiritual sense, a powerful awakening. But not just to, as I mentioned earlier, like break out of the sort of wretched, almost imprisonment that we've all sort of been forced into because of the current like global happenings, but a breakthrough in one or perhaps multiple areas of your life. You're reaching for that, and it's trying to come in, but again, the cards are not saying for sure whether this breakthrough will manifest, and yet we do have that Page of Cups as the outcome card. And so it's like something's going to break through, and I'll get into more of what that is by the end of this reading. But I don't know if you're going to get the full breakthrough or all the breakthroughs that you desire. For the near future, you got the Magician reverse. This represents about the first week or two of the month. Of course, this is a bit late, unfortunately, so the first week is already up. But the Magician reversed. So this can be a couple of things. This can be like heavy tests and challenges. This can be feeling like you don't have the necessary skills and abilities to deal with the situation that you currently face, or the challenges that you currently face. And but like on the other hand, going right along with that, this card in its reversal is calling on you to make a more deliberate attempt to utilize the skills and abilities and tools and everything else that you have to your advantage. And, in other words, look around, ask yourself, what tools do I have? And also look within yourself, ask yourself, what abilities and skills do I have that can help me meet the challenges that I currently face? That's what we have here with the Magician reverse. Now, sometimes, I'm trying to determine how likely this is based on the other cards. Well, I'm going to throw it in just in case. Sometimes a Magician reverse can be like a trickster, ruled by Mercury. Mercury is inherently a trickster. Well, the reversal is especially, playing up those sort of more difficult aspects of the card. So there may be someone who's trying to be a bit of a trickster, I guess, in your life. So be wary of that. But also with the Magician reversed, that connects in with what I'm saying about some kind of new beginning is trying to manifest in your life, but it's still kind of blocked because the Magician card does so often talk about like new beginnings, openings, initiation, that sort of things, being card 1 of the major arcana, 1, the start, the beginning. So something's trying to come in that area. So use your skills and abilities and see if you can figure out what it is. For your attitude or position in the situation, about halfway through the month, you got Temperance reversed. So this could have you feeling very polarized, very non-integrated. This card in its reversal very often indicates that a sort of fusion of opposing forces needs to happen. And this is how you're feeling. And so you're not feeling integrated. You're not feeling that inner peace. You're not feeling so calm. In fact, you might be feeling like you're in a bit of a crisis, or you might be feeling almost in a bit of a, I hate to say it, but a panic almost, or a bit of a frenzy maybe. Like things are not as clear as you want them to be. Now, the good news is, as we get closer to the end of the reading, things do improve. So if you are feeling a little out of it, or like maybe you're having a spiritual crisis, we could see that with this card reverse sometimes, know that it will almost certainly, or at least very likely, get better by the end of the month. But, it's not like you're going to feel that way and there's nothing you can do. What you can do, especially in that situation, is figure out what opposing forces there are that need to be integrated in some way. It may even just be within yourself. It may not even be in your external reality. It may just be within yourself. So figure out what those opposing parts of yourself are, and then do some parts work or something like that to integrate them. If you don't know what parts work is, look it up here on YouTube, is what I would recommend. For the outside force coming in, you got the Seven of Wands reversed. So this is very interesting. Someone sort of coming at you who is no longer being so antagonistic, no longer being standoffish. If there's someone in your life who has been on the defensive with you for some time, this would indicate that this person is no longer going to be that way. But in a more generalized sense, the Seven of Wands reverse can indicate, as the outside force coming in, like something that helps things return more to normal, something that helps things get back in balance more. And so already we're likely seeing some improvement to whatever your situation is here with the Seven of Wands. Like, yes, it does very often have to do with relationships directly, but not always. It can just be a general sort of balancing force. All right, for your hopes or fears, you got the Queen of Wands. So, well, with this being a court card, could be that you're concerned this month about an adult female fire sign. That would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But in a more generalized sense, Queen of Wands, hopes or fears, means you are hoping that you have the courage, the will, the resoluteness, and the intuitive sophistication with which to deal with the situation in front of you, with the challenges that you face. Courage and willpower and strength of character, I would say. Strength of character. All right, so for the final outcome card, how you are concluding the month of April 2020, you got the Page of Cups. All right, so one very common occurrence we see with this Page of Cups is that of a lover. So, like if you're single, a new lover trying to come in, someone trying to get to know you, or like you see them and you're trying to get to know them. If you're already with someone, then this would be like more kindling of energy in that relationship, more excitement happening in that relationship. Now, in a more generalized sense, of course, the Page of Cups talking about great creativity, great like positive emotion, like positive creative emotion flowing. This is the earthy aspect of water, the physical aspect of emotion. And so it's really feeling that emotion in a very powerful way. And again, yes, often like physically creating things or just creative energy in general. So that's a very nice note to conclude the month of April on. Of course, yes, with this being a court card, it could manifest as a young water sign. So that would be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. So perhaps a person of that energy could manifest in your life this month, especially around the end of the month. But I think more than anything, for the vast majority of you, it's going to be this nice creative energy, if not perhaps a lover trying to come in. And so earlier, when I was talking about like, oh, that Tower card and what you hope to achieve, and some of these other cards, like you're aiming for a breakthrough this month. You have your sights set on a breakthrough. Well, I think for many of you, that's going to be a breakthrough in your relationships. But for others, it's almost like it's going to be a creative breakthrough. And it's interesting, especially as we go back to, say, the Magician reversed in the near future, representing the first year to you, because it's in the second week of this month that Mercury, which rules that card, finally enters Aries. And Mercury in Pisces might as well be the Magician reverse, because Mercury is all confused in Pisces, and that tends to make us all very mentally confused as that's happening. But then it enters Aries, where, I mean, it's not one of its best placements, but it's definitely a lot more comfortable in Aries, a lot more clear in Aries than it is in Pisces. And in fact, the Magician card's astrological correspondence is Mercury in Aries. So I think part of what you're experiencing, and to an extent what we're all experiencing this month, is like that lack of clarity early on, but then things clear up, especially around April 10th, 11th, I believe it is, when Mercury goes into Aries and we see a significant shift in the energy. So that should be fun. If you're feeling a bit imbalanced or not at peace around the middle of the month this month, or at any point this month, well, know that there's this more harmony seeking, like creative, softening energy coming by the end of the month, whether it's a new lover or more excitement in already existing relationship, or just getting into the creative flow of life again, or the creative flow of a new project. There's this softening water energy at the end of the month, so that's very nice. So all right, Libra, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe if you're not already, as I'm always streaming more astrology and tarot related content to this channel. Also, if you'd like a personal reading with me, I do go live every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on this channel, from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, doing live tarot readings on a pay what you want basis. So you could come by and leave a donation of any amount of money, even just $1, and I will be happy to answer any question of your choice as long as it is ethical. So that is 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time on this channel. Come by and get a tarot reading if you would like. So other than that, I hope you have a great month, dear Librans out there, and I will see you in the near future. Bye for now.